Hi, today I am going to teach you how to make a simple pulley toy for your sugar gliders, ferrets, small birds, or other pets. It's a very simple toy, and it's also a very good toy because it gives them something to actually interact with. So today we are making the Whiffle pulley toy, and I'm going to go through the parts, the tools needed, and the various techniques as we go along. So I hope that you enjoy this video. And my name is Suzanne. And again, I'm at Jackson Opie's Glider Toy Parts Tutorials. So first we open the kit. It has a softball size wiffle ball, 8 bangle bracelets, 4 colors, 2 of each color, a little smiley mug, and then there are 2 little baggies, one that has your chains and connectors in it, and one that has your oval connectors and your various charms. So now that we've got all of that here on the table in front of me, so we're going to get started. So the first thing that you're going to do is clean your chain. I did go over that in the chains and connectors video, but since I have to do it again anyway, we're going to go ahead and review those techniques right now. So I've got 2 sizes of chain. I have 3mm chain and I have 2mm chain. The 2mm chain is what we're going to use for making the pulleys that go through the wiffle ball. And then the 3mm chain is going to be what connects the ball. So I am going to use my flush cutters. These are micro flush cutters. They are available from Harbor Freight, and I'm sure that other hardware stores would have something similar, if not exactly the same. So first I'm going to go through on the 3mm chains, and I am going to look for burrs on the ends and at the middles. So there's a burr at an end. I'm just going to clip it off so it's nice and flush. And so I am checking it with my fingertips because sometimes it's not real visible, but there's a rough spot, and then you know to use that, or to go ahead and take the burr off at that point. So I'm just checking both ends as I go along. Okay, so now the chain is all clean. Just going to take all those little bits of plastic off of my pliers, my flush cutters. And the next thing we're going to do is cut apart our coil connectors. Now, the coil connectors are just a coil of plastic that's made from a corn base, so it is safe if it's ingested by your pet. And in order to cut them, we're not going to go directly in line with the end. We're going to actually come around one full turn and then another quarter turn after that, so that we're leaving a little bit of overlap at the end of the coil. And that way it makes it into a slip ring, which is much stronger than for your toy. And we are going to need 8 of those for making the pulleys. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut them. So I'm going to take one connector and attach it to one end of the 2mm chain. So I'm just going to go through the split ring, bring it around, and now it's nice and secure on the end of that chain. And I'm going to do that for each of the 2mm chains, just at one end. Okay. Then your 3mm chain is actually 3 lengths. There are 2 that are the same length, and then there's one that's a little bit long. One of the 2 lengths that are the same length, you're going to choose one of those, and you'll notice that there is a seam around the wiffle ball, and at the top there is a little logo, little baseball logo, and at the bottom there's a hole. We want to go through the top, and we're going to take our chain, and there's 4 holes around that logo. We are going to go from one hole directly across to the other hole. Whoops. And not drop it. Like that. Then we are going to take one of our oval connectors and connect it to the chain. At both ends. Then we're going to take one of our C-clips and attach that to the oval connector, and a link lock. Sometimes those link locks have little burrs too, so always, all of your plastic pieces, you want to check for burrs before you put them on the toy. So we're going to put a link lock on the C-clip here, just like that. And this is how the toy is going to hang, is from this C-clip. Then the next thing we're going to do is turn the ball over so that we have those other, the hole at the bottom and then the 4 holes around that hole. We're going to take the shorter of the 2 chains you have left. So in this case, it's my blue. I'm going to go through one of those side holes, down through the opposite side, just like that. And I'm going to put those onto an oval connector as well. Just like that. And then I'm going to take the one that is just a little bit longer, and I'm going to go through the opposite 2 holes. So instead of these 2, I'm going to go through these 2. and it needs to go in such that it's going around that chain that's inside. So now you're going to have 2 chains coming down, and I'm going to slide one end of the longer chain onto the oval connector like that. And then we're going to do the other end. Now, notice that when I'm doing that, I split the 2 blue ones are down here. I'm going to put the 2 green ones in the top edge. Can't do it left-handed. Like that. And now it's all twisted up, but if you take your oval link and you turn it over and around such that the longer chain is at the center, sandwiched between the 2 links of the shorter chain. Now our toy is going to hang like this. Then we are going to take the other C-clip, which is holding the bracelets together right now. I'm just going to take the bangles off of it. Like that. And I'm going to take that C-clip. I'm going to go through the handle of the Smiley mug. Like that. And then through that oval link that has the 4 chain ends on it. And I'm going to use my other link lock to secure it in place. And now this is what our toy looks like at this point. The next step is to actually put the pulleys on. So we've already got 4 ends here with the round rings. And you're going to take an oval connector and attach it onto one of those rings. Like that. And then you're going to pick a bangle to attach to it. Just like that. So now we've got a 2mm chain that has a ringtails round connector, coil connector, an oval link, and the bangle bracelet at one end. And then I'm going to set the same color one. I want to have the same color on one chain. So I'm just going to set it there like that. And then I'm going to go to the next color that I want to do. Again, I'm going to put the oval connector on there through the ringtail coil connector, and then I am going to take one of the bangles, put it onto the oval connector and the oval link or connector. Set that aside. Got another one. I'm going to do the same thing again. And one more chain. Oops. Almost forgot to put the oval connector on there. That wouldn't have been good. You should still have 4 of the oval links left and 4 of your large diameter ringtail coil connectors. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the first chain, 2mm chain, and holding it at the top, we're going to go around There's a set of 8 holes here right above that meridian line and another 8 below it. So first we're going to go through from one side to the other on that upper meridian line. Just gonna let the chain come through like that. I'm gonna grab the other end of it and attach the ringtail coil connector and the oval link. And then the other bangle. So now we have our first pulley on the toy. Just like that. Okay, so now we've got the first pulley on there. We're going to take the next 2mm chain. We're going to go 90 degrees away from the first chain. Still on that upper meridian. We're going to put the chain through the hole on one side and let it come down through the hole on the other side, making sure that when it comes through on the other side, it's still on the upper meridian. And now we're going to put that bangle on with the coil connector and the oval link. Just right like that. Now we're going to put the other 2 chains in the lower meridian. So I'm just going to select a set of holes, put one chain through at one side, let it drop through the other side, making sure again that now it's in the lower meridian for both ends. Attaching the coil connector, the oval link, and the bangle. Now we have 3 of our pulleys on there. And then finally, we're going to put the last pulley 90 degrees away from that chain we just put in, again through the lower meridian, going down through the other side, making sure it stays in the lower meridian. And then we are going to attach the bangle to that end. So at this point, you just have a basic pulley. Nothing special about it, just got some pulleys that are going to come through nicely because they're made with that 2mm chain. And so now I'm actually going to take my toy making stand and place the toy on the crossbar. So the toy making stand has a crossbar with a ring and C-clip to attach the toy to while I'm making it. Just like that. Gonna turn it this way some. Hopefully you guys can see it enough. Now we have all of these charms that still need to go on this toy somewhere. And we have the smallest and the mid-size coil connectors. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and cut the small coil connectors, again at that 1 1/4 inch over, or 1 1/4 rotation overlap. Just going to attach one small coil connector to each charm. Because of that overlap, they stay nice and secure. Now I'm going to take the middle size one and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut a whole bunch of them into individual connectors, and I will use those to attach the charms to the chains. So these will connect to the small connectors we just put on, and then to the chain. So this is kind of the go-between. The reason that I put 2 connectors on every charm is because it makes the charms lay flat against the chain, so the chain doesn't go wonky, and it just looks prettier. Okay, so now I'm going to take those mid-size ones, attach them to the small ones, and I'm going to lay out my charms by type now as I do that. So I have cherries, and then I have little butterflies, starfish. So I have 4 cherries, 2 colors. I have 8 starfish in 4 colors. I have 8 butterflies in 4 colors. And I have 4 VW bugs in 2 colors. So what I'm going to do now is attach some of the charms to this top part up here and some of them to the inside chains here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a blue starfish, and I'm going to come down from where the chain comes out of the ball. I'm going to come down with 1 link in between, and I'm going to put a blue starfish on the outside on that side. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So now I've got blue starfish, 1 here and one here. Then I'm going to take butterflies, and this time I think I'll take yellow, and I'm going to put those on the other chain also, so that there's 1 link in between where you attach the butterfly and where the chain goes through the hole. Like that. Then I'm going to take my VW bugs, and on the chain that I put the butterflies on, I'm going to go down 4 to the 4th link down. So there's 3 links between, and I'm going to put my VW bug on there. So on that side, and then over here on this side. And I'm going to take my cherries, do the green cherries, and put them 4 links down from the starfish. So there's 3 links in between. Just like that. Now, I'm going to take and put some starfish up here on this top. So now we're going to work on putting the charms on here. So we have 6 starfish. I'm going to go skip 1 link and put 1 there. Then I'm going to skip a link and put a butterfly. I just skip a link and put another starfish. Just like that. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I've got an orange starfish, 1 link down from the top. Okay, so I put another orange starfish, 1 link down from the top. And then blue butterfly, I'm going to skip a link and then put this one on there. So that's 2 links down. Then I'm going to do the other green starfish, 2 links down from that. Then I'm going to take my VW bugs and I'm going to hang them opposite that butterfly in the middle on the opposite side of that same link so that they're hanging down in between like that. Now, of course, this is just the way I'm doing it. You can put the charms in any order, anywhere you want to, but this is how I'm doing it. So, you know, use your imagination. I still have 2 starfish, 2 cherries, and 4 butterflies left. So I'm going to go back to the bottom. And I'm going to add more charms to these chains down here. So I've got blue cherries that I'm going to take. I've got the green cherries on the green chain. So I'm going to take my blue cherries and put them on the blue chain by skipping 1 spot down from the butterfly. So I've got the butterfly, an open link, and then the cherries, and then an open link, and then a VW bug. And I'm going to go around to the other side over here and do the same thing. And then I'm going to take butterflies and put them on that green chain by doing the same thing, going in between the 2 charms that I already had on there with a butterfly. That. And same place on the opposite side. Then I still have 2 starfish and 2 butterflies. And so what I'm going to do with these is actually hang them inside some of the bangles. So I'm going to attach them to that oval link. On this orange one here, I'm going to put the green butterflies. And then I'm going to skip a chain. So I'm going to go to these blue ones with the green, and I'm going to put the starfish. And I'm attaching the connector to the oval link, not to the bangle itself. Just like that. And now I have every other bangle has a charm hanging down in the middle of it. If you can see here. Okay. I've got butterflies and starfish there. I've got charms hanging from the middle here. I've got my little treat cup down here. I can put treats in for my gliders. I've got charms up here and the way to hold it, hang it from the top of your cage. So that toy is now complete. So if you have any questions or comments, please do leave them below. I will be doing tutorials for making toys. I'm hoping to get them out every 1 to 2 weeks. So don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just hit that little subscribe button at the bottom. Click the notification bell next to it so that you're notified every time I post a new video. And then please, please like the video and make a comment. Could be good, bad, or ugly. I really just need your feedback since I'm just starting to do these on YouTube. So thank you very much for joining me. And again, this is Suzanne at Jackson Opie's Glider Toy Parts.